dance for joy or lust or
Welcome to Sensible Secondhand Classics, the series where we look at practical and sensible cars. Usually we do, that you can buy on a budget of between £1,000 and £5,000 that are over 15 years old. This occasion though, I don't think this is a very sensible car at all. It's a Saab 9.3 Viggen with a 2.3 engine. But is it any good? Should you care? Let's find out, shall we? So, the Saab 9.3 Convertible with this original generation, or OG I think as some Saab experts call these, was introduced back in 1998. The Viggens I think came out in 99, and they were the absolute top of the range. We'll go over towards the end of this review. Oh, be quiet, you silly thing. There we go, it's gone off now. We'll go out through towards the end of the video about what some of the differences between the Viggens and the normal 9.3 convertibles are. Most obvious one of all is the engine. It's a 2.3 4-cylinder with either 225 horsepower or 230 horsepower. There are differing opinions about this for some reason, although the chap who owns this car is called Owen. He says that they're all 230, so we'll go with that. The other engines available in one of these would be a 2-litre non-turbo, 130 horsepower, a 2-litre turbo with first of all 154 horsepower, and then I think later on about 2000, 2001 downgraded to 150 horsepower. Another 2-litre turbo with 185 horsepower, which I have driven, and then in the hot aero model, another 2-litre turbo with 205 horsepower. So the only 2.3 was this one. It's a shame that I've only got this car for a very limited amount of time, because I've driven another 9.3 convertible this generation so recently. It was about two months ago. I don't really need to cover so much ground as I did before, but this Viggen does have one massive advantage over that last one. It is a lot stiffer because we've had this work carried out by a company called Saab. It's called the sort of rescue package, which eliminates hopefully some of the torque steer and makes the car a bit stiffer and makes sure the bulkhead isn't cracked. It's a very common problem with these to bulkheads crack. The same thing on a Mark III Cavalier, because actually the chassis of this is very similar to a Mark III Cavalier, as was what's called the 900 new generation from 1993 to 1998, which effectively is just a sort of facelift, one of those, but a very heavy facelift. Gearbox is a 5-speed manual. It's a different 5-speed manual from the standard ones. Yeah, we're in a very urban area here, and I'm having to let a lady on a bicycle go ahead of me. Not really the sort of normal driving roads that you want one of these on, but it's just the way that it is. There we go. So I don't think we're going to get a too tremendous torque steer if I'm really driving at very modest speeds. You can tell the chassis is a bit stiffer than the standard ones. I'm not getting as much scuttle shake, but I can tell that it is shaking. I can tell that. I don't think you can really eliminate that from these. It's just not really possible, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. Yeah, it feels comfortable enough. I love Saab seats. They are one of the greatest delights in life. And the 9.5 I drove actually earlier on today had really comfortable seats in it as well. So viewers, why haven't you seen any shots of this car's hood down? It's because it's raining today and I just don't want to get wet really. So standard looking Viggen, this one actually. It's had the rescue pack installed on it by a company called Saab, which kind of means the scuttle shake's not as bad. and also means it's protected from the bulkhead cracking, which is a really common fault on these. It's a fault shared with things like the Mark III Cavalier, but because you've got all this power, and I don't know if the engine's actually heavier being a 2.3 rather than a 2 litre, but other than that, it's pretty standard. This, I think it looks good. It's just classic Saab styling, although some people would say maybe it's not a real Saab because it's based on the same platform as the old Mark III Cavalier, as the new generation 900s were, but you know, I'm not fussed about that kind of thing myself. So yeah, we'll keep that hood up. We'll have to get a bit wet. Right, we might have to use a key to get in the boot or something. I think there's an internal release to see if this actually works. It might not. I think that's it. There we go. It's actually quite a big boot, but this car needs finishing off. It's not quite there yet. It just needs sort of finishing off. It needs kind of some things putting in it. But as you can see, there's this whole bag which sort of actually drops down when the hood is retracted. So this bag moves as well. You can see the very complicated mechanism that you've got in here. One thing you obviously got to make sure when you buy the original generation Saab 9 convertible like this is the hood works. As I said, I'm not going to be actually using that today because it's raining and I'm in Manchester. So yes, very nice wheels on this. The little covers at the bottom do need replacing for the towing eyes. I think we've actually got 17-inch wheels on this. I think it was the only 9.3 of this type to get them. I would prefer personally to go for a coupe, but for some reason with the Viggens, the convertibles are more common. Headlamp wiper action, of course, and back in the day Saab and Scania were the same company. Let's get inside. This is a very interesting variation of the Viggen because it's got this wonderful interior in it. It looks very sort of somehow appropriately Scandinavian with sort of orange and black bits. Got a very similar light switch to the original generation 900. I have driven one of those. It was in 1983, I think it was, the one I drove. Got the climate control in here, CD player. And actually, of course, the gearbox is locked into reverse. Every time you want to get the key out, you've got to obviously realise that with a Saab. So if we go on, we can see sort of here, I think we've got some random warnings on here for some reason about brake light. I don't quite understand that. Shush. We've also got the night panel. I like the night panel. So if I start the car, so get it out of reverse, start it, and turn the key. What's quite good about this car is I can fill on my right hand and turn the key with my left hand, which you don't normally get to do with cars. So if we turn on the night panel, I'll even be able to show this to you whilst the car is running without the lights on. Oh, shut up. Is that should drop down now. So maybe do we need to put the lights on to do this? For some reason it's not working. Hold on a second. Okay, those warnings have gone away now. I don't know what's going on with that. So as you can see, we've got it on at the moment. I'll just press the night panel button, and so the only thing you've got is the speedometer, and all the other gauges go away until something happens. So if you run low on fuel or something like that, I mean, I've got tons of fuel in here anyway, but there we go, we've got more, and that comes back on as well. So that's good. That's how it works. Just turn the engine off. You don't want to waste fuel. It's not the most economical car. Very comfortable seats in the back. That is something I'm not even going to bother doing. Mr. Manning, from Matty's Cars channel. I know I filmed one of these a few months ago and we got in the back then. This time, we're not doing it. Heated seats, of course, and then the straight. Oh, go! It is open. Here we are. And a cigarette lighter. That is the control for the roof, just down here, and that actually lowers all 4 windows, which is handy, really. For you sort of opening it up, but as you can see, because it's raining, just not going to touch it today. This is so much more exciting than the previous one that I drove with just a normal black interior. Yeah, you operate the roof with this sort of handle. You have to manually do various parts of it anyway. It's not just one button, which is in some other convertibles. Headlights, which for some reason is just down here. It looks like an afterthought being there, in my opinion. Let's just turn this off. As you can see, rather like the 9.5, we've got the old Corsa B electric mirror switch in here. Everything else is very much bespoke Saab, and a lot of these bits are shared with the original generation 9.5 that came out around the same time as the original generation 9.3. But yeah, we have got the Corsa B mirror switch. It feels just so comfortable and just sort of luxurious and things. And I'm surprised we didn't put this kind of thing on all the Viggens, but it's just a matter of taste as to what you like, isn't it? Right, we better actually put that back into reverse so we can get the key out, because otherwise it won't work. And we'll have a look under the bonnet. Okay, the reason I couldn't get it out or put it in reverse was the key fob was getting trapped between the seat and ignition lock, which is ridiculous. So yeah, headlamp wiper action. Big air dam. Quite a few differences actually on the Viggen in comparison with the standard ones. You've got like different drive shafts and things even in this. Saab Viggen 2.3 turbo direct ignition. Yeah, I think the 2-litre turbo, some engines can sludge up actually if you're not careful. It's why some people say you need to change the oil on the 9.5 and 9.3 of this generation every 3,000 miles. So the 2.3s don't seem to suffer in the same way for some reason. So we've got about 225 horsepower or 230. There seems to be this debate as to whether or not the early or the later ones have different power outputs. Owner owns this car says this is a kind of one in the middle of this generation, maybe from I think like 99 to 2002. Says this is 230, and I will go with that, I think. So yeah, the H engine is a variant of the earlier B engine, which is actually related to the Triumph Slant 4 from the 70s, although Saab used it first in the 99, in about 1968 I think it was. So yeah, there's somewhere down here is things you can't see, like the strengthening of the bulkhead, and also to deal with some of this ridiculous torque steer that these cars were known for when they came out. But yeah, chain engine, which is good. Unlike a sort of Volvo white block 5-cylinder, you don't need to worry about the cam butt because there isn't one. Right, I think we'd better go for another drive and see if we can induce some torque steer. What's being a responsible motorist on the streets of Manchester? One of the amazing things about this car, and it's probably the same for Volvos, and being a Volvo owner and being a member actually of Volvo Owners Club, is that this car's done 166,000 miles and it does not feel like it at all. All the interior is really, really good. This sort of scuttle shake and everything was around, when the cars were new, and it just feels like it will just keep going. A lot of bespoke Saab switchgear in here, as we've sort of looked at, and I haven't got the opportunity to test this torque steer really, but I'm sure I believe it's sort of there. But if you're driving around just at very modest speeds, like I am today, then you don't really notice that too much. It's just a shame that I haven't, not in the right area, and I haven't got the time to take it out to faster roads. But that's just the way it happens sometimes. And of course, having driven a few of these before, I sort of have a general idea of what they're like. But yeah, I thought this would be a very intimidating car to drive at kind of lower speeds, and it would be a bright pain, but it's actually okay. I mean, we haven't got the boost gauge anywhere near the top or anything like that. But it's good. I would obviously prefer the 3-door convertible, the 3-door coupe to one of these. I think you can only get these in a manual actually. So all of the Viggens are manual. I have driven an automatic one, 2-litre one of these a while ago, which had very roly-poly suspension. So I'm pleased actually this, not only does it not have roly-poly suspension, it's not too firm. It feels actually quite good in that respect. But we have got the shaking camera to some extent, but that's probably been ironed out a little bit by this nice mount I have. Let's look at some differences between the Viggen and the normal first generation Saab 9.3 convertibles. High capacity intercooler, a performance ECU, a stiffer gearbox casing, a different exhaust, a heavy duty clutch, some lowered springs and stronger CV joints and drive shafts. This car is too early for the traction control, so it doesn't have it. Just as well we've got strengthened bulkhead and also some measures underneath to quell this notorious torque steer. Other models you could get of the Saab 9.3 convertible were the S Airflow. The Airflow was just like a styling pack on top of the normal trim level. So the SE Airflow, SE Design Edition, the SE Sport, the Aero that we tried last time we drove one of these cars, and then this beautiful Viggen. So viewers, how much are you wanting to pay for one of these? Well, the Viggen is a bit different from the rest of them. 9.3 convertibles are available for no budget reviews money of this generation, but these are not. This one is worth around, I think, £7,000. You can get tatty ones for sort of 3 to 4. The really expensive ones go for maybe 9 or something, which is amazing considering that if you add just about 20 horsepower, 25 horsepower to the car and make these changes, then they're worth a lot more money. The last one that I drove was, I think, on the market for something like £1,500 or something like that. It's bizarre, I know, but this one obviously in better condition than the other one, so that does make sense. Why these warnings are coming up on the dash, I don't know. There's something funny going on. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Thank you to Owen for letting me drive his car. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video in the comment below, and we shall see you again soon for some more reasonably priced nostalgic motoring.